Hello children, how are you all? Hope you are doing well. So students, today I have something very interesting to show you. Do you want to see that? Yes? Then let's go. Family tree of dogs. Students, here you can see a chart with pictures of different animals. The title of this chart is Family Tree of Dogs. I have taken this chart from our textbook Honeysuckle and it is there on page number 25. Now, what do we understand by the term family tree? A family tree is a chart or diagram showing the relationship between members of a family over a long period of time. Now, to fill this chart, let us first take a look on each member of dog's family one by one. So here is the first animal from the chart. It is a seal. Second picture is of a raccoon. Third picture is of a hyena. So students, here we have our next picture. Yes, it is a picture of dog. Now let's move on to the next picture. Yes, it is the picture of panda. And the last picture from the chart is of a bear. Now students, we can easily fill this chart by our own. Now students, we can easily fill this chart. Let's see. As you can see, the first picture is of a seal. Second, a raccoon. Third picture is of a hyena. On fourth, we have a dog. Fifth picture is of a panda. And the last picture is of a deer. And all these animals comes under the category of carnivorous animals. As we can see, most of the animals in the dog's family comes under the category of wild animals. But if we talk about dogs, they come under the category of domestic animals. And we all have heard that dog is the most loyal animal to men ever. Here I have a question for you all. Have you ever thought why dogs are the most loyal animal to men? So, to know the answer of this question, let us read a story from our textbook Honeysuckle. How the dog found himself a new master. Dogs were once their own masters and lived the way wolves do, in freedom, until a dog was born who was ill-pleased with this way of life. Students, what is the meaning of ill-pleased? Ill-pleased means unhappy or unsatisfied. He was sick and tired of wandering about by himself looking for food and being frightened of those who were stronger than he. He thought it over and decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one who was stronger than anyone on earth. And he set out to find such a master. He walked and he walked, and he met a kinsman of his, a big wolf, who was as strong as he was fierce. So students, what is the meaning of kinsman and fierce? Kinsman means a relative and fierce means violent or frightening. Where are you going, dog? The wolf asked. I am looking for someone to take up service with. Would you like to be my master, wolf? Now here came a phrase, take up service with. What does it mean? It means become the servant of. I don't see why not, the wolf said. And this agreed upon, the two of them went on together. They walked and they walked, and all of a sudden the wolf lifted his nose, sniffed, darted quickly off the path and into the bushes, and crept deeper into the forest. So students, here we came across two words. One is sniffed and another one is darted. What is the meaning of these two words? Sniffed means to breathe air in through the nose in a way that makes a sound. And darted means to move suddenly and quickly in a certain direction. The dog was much surprised. What's come over you, master? He asked. What has frightened you so? Can't you see? There is a bear out there, and he might eat up both of us, you and me. So students, here again we can see a phrase that is come. So students, here again we can see a phrase that is come over you. What is the meaning of this phrase? Come over you means affected you? Seeing that the bear was stronger than the wolf, the dog decided to take up service with him, and he left the wolf and asked the bear to be his master. The bear agreed to this readily and said, "Let us go and find a herd of cows. I will kill a cow, and then we can both eat our fill." They walked on and soon saw a herd of cows. But just as they were about to come up to it, they were stopped by a terrible noise. The cows were mooing loudly and running in a panic in all directions. So students, what do you understand by the term mooing? Yes, we use mooing for the voice of cow. The bear looked out from behind a tree and then he too ran hastily deeper into the forest. "Now, why did I have to come here?" said he to the dog. "It is the lion who rules the forest in these parts." "The lion? Who is he?" "Don't you know? He is the strongest beast on earth." "Well then, I will say goodbye to you, bear. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth." And off the dog went to ask the lion to be his master. The lion agreed to it, and the dog stayed with him and served him for a long, long time. It was a good life, and he had nothing to complain of, for there was no stronger beast in the forest than the lion, and no one dared touch the dog or offend him in any way. Children, what is the meaning of the word dared? Yes, dared means to be brave enough to do something. But one day the two of them were walking side by side along a path that ran amid bare cliffs when all of a sudden the lion stopped. Children, what is the meaning of cliffs? Yes, cliffs means a steep, high rock, often at the edge of the sea. He gave a great roar and struck the ground angrily with his paw with such force that a hole formed there. Then he began to back away very quietly. "What is it, master? Is anything wrong?" asked the dog, surprised. "I smell a man coming this way," the lion said. "We would better run for it, or we will be in trouble." Oh well, then I will say goodbye to you, lion. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth. And off the dog went to join the men, and he stayed with him and served him faithfully. This happened long, long ago, but to this day the dog is man's most loyal servant and knows no other master. So students, while reading the chapter, we came across some new words and phrases with their meanings. Let us recall them again one by one. Ill-pleased means unhappy or unsatisfied. Kinsman means a relative. Fierce means violent or frightening. Take up service with means become the servant of. Sniffed means to breathe air in through the nose in a way that makes a sound. Darted means to move suddenly and quickly in a certain direction. Come over you means affected you. Mooing means the voice of cow. Dared means to be brave enough to do something. Cliff means a steep, high rock, often at the edge of the sea. Now, students, let us play a game. And the title of our game is Fill the Empty Space. Here, you can see that I am having a chart with some empty space. And here you can see that I am having some cloud shape paper cutouts that are randomly arranged. These are the pillars of these empty space. Now you have to read these lines carefully and have to choose correct answers from these paper cutouts to fill these empty space. So, let's start. This is the story of space who used to be space. Now, choose the correct answer from these paper cutouts. Yes, in the first space, what will come? A dog. This is the story of a dog. Now, who used to be space? Choose from these cutouts. Yes, his own master. This is the story of a dog who used to be his own master. Now, next line is, he decided to find a master. Space. Again, choose from these paper cutouts. Yes, stronger than anyone else. Now, he decided to find a master stronger than anyone else. Next we have, first he found a wolf, but the wolf was afraid of space. Tell me students, who was the one with whom wolf was afraid of? Yes, the bear. First, he found a wolf, but the wolf was afraid of the bear. Let's move to the next line. The dog thought that the bear was space. Now, what will come? Yes, strongest of all. So, the dog thought that the bear was strongest of all. Next, after some time, the dog met space, who seemed the strongest. Now again, choose from these two. Yes, a lion. After some time, the dog met a lion, who seemed the strongest. Now we are left with our last space. That is, he stayed with the lion for a long time. One day he realized that the lion was afraid of man. To this day, the dog remains man's best friend. So students, today we read a story based on a dog, and in the beginning we studied about the family tree of dogs. Now I ask you all to make a family tree or chart of your family members. You can paste the photographs and can write names of each family members below their photographs. While making this chart, one thing you all have to keep in mind, that is, you have to make this chart in a sequence. That means you have to paste photographs starting from the eldest person of your family to the youngest person of your family. You can take help of any elder in your family. So students, that's all for today. Meet you all in the next class. Bye.